Diamo il benvenuto ai raccattapalle e giudici di linea del team australiano. E accogliamo con un applauso Maria Sharapova. E un altro grande applauso per Dominica Cibulkova.
Sometimes you just got to find your way back. You know you've been there before, and you're quite capable of finding direction, but sometimes you just need a little kick and a little chance to get back to the form you've enjoyed. In the case of tennis players, and no more so than Maria Sharapova and Dominika Cibulkova, two players who have seen great success previously, but have been on a turn that needs to find their way back. Both have enjoyed long losing streaks this year. Already Sharapova has been able to turn around a 4-match losing streak to put her in the win column. In Madrid, she was able to move through very effectively through to the quarterfinals. Across the net from her, it is Dominika Cibulkova. She was able to upend a 3-match losing streak herself in the opening round here in Rome, but still wants to continue in the winning ways. These two former top 10 players clashing once again for a 7th time to see who advances through to the 3rd round of the Italian Open in Rome.
Okay, girls, just a couple of things, longer changeovers. If we don't call any ball, please stop and I'll check my mark. And please mind the time in between points. And that's it. Any questions? Nothing? Heads or tails? Heads? Heads.
On a day that has already seen some intrigue and a spot of controversy, we'll see how things transpire in the 7th meeting between Dominika Cibulkova and Maria Sharapova. We're not expecting any of the latter, but we're certainly hoping for the former. Intriguing matchup once again as they have split those previous 6 meetings. As we welcome you, tennis fan, inside Court Centrale in Rome. As Joanna Konta and Ostapenko have booked themselves spots into the 3rd round. Muguruza and Gavrilova will clash later tonight on this very court. And Stephanie Dubois, it opens up the door for Cibulkova-Sharapova. Welcome, and your thoughts on this match today?
Well, for sure it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a great match for both of them. I think Cibulkova yesterday didn't play a great match, but actually she'll have to make sure that she stays with her great intensity that she knows of. But, you know, Sharapova, she's a great competitor also.
She sure is. Here in Rome, she has excelled at this tournament, and now her 10th appearance here. And as you saw on that list, a 3-time champion. That'll put Cibulkova up against it, against a woman who has had that winning feeling so often here. Let's talk a bit about Dominika, as we are quite familiar with her. As mentioned, for the 29-year-old against the 31-year-old today. She's been as high as number 4 in the world. Remember, that was early in last year, 2017. She's fallen off the pace somewhat, and it wasn't helped by the fact that she went on a 3-match losing streak, losing in Indian Wells, Rabat, and Madrid. Now, the interesting note about that is because earlier this year, she got all the way to the final, her 19th in Budapest, lost to Van Uytvanck in that championship match, but then didn't win a match until yesterday against Schiavone.
Yes, I mean, her confidence is not as high as it should be. As you said, struggling in the last few weeks and few months, but, you know, she's a finalist at a Grand Slam, so she's played a lot of time against those.
Cibulkova, as she has found herself in this position now. trying to get into the positive. And with that being said, we find her here as a threat to Sharapova. She's very well versed in the fact that Maria is a component that she can compete with.
3 minuti, 3 minutes.
Alla sinistra dell'arbitro, Maria Sharapova.
Well, for Maria Sharapova, she is the 31-year-old, currently ranked number 40 in the world, but she's been as high as number 1, and we certainly know what she's capable, and we saw some of it yesterday in her matchup. We'll talk more about that as the match unfolds, but as we look back at her list, a 36-time champion on the WTA level, including 5 times at majors, and she won a tournament last year in Tianjin for that 36th title. Hasn't reached a final this year, but did get close in Shenzhen as a semifinalist. But after a long sabbatical, Maria believes she can still compete at the highest level, but with a 4-match losing streak going into Madrid, it's been tough finding that same high level once again.
Yes, and after that time of court, it's always difficult. It takes some time to get the transition from not competing, to get that feel again, feel good on the court, even though you've trained really hard and you think you're at that level again. It's all about match play and getting that confidence back.
2 minuti, 2 minutes.
You see the semifinal run in Shenzhen when she lost to Siniakova from the Czech Republic moving through. But more importantly, yes, what does it mean to return to Rome? Well, it means with a 28-4 record and a 3-title run over the course of better part of 4 years, it has her, 5 years, mind you, it has Sharapova in the position of feeling as if, yes, this is a spot where she could hearken on those memories and be able to push herself towards a quality result in the warm-up to what she hopes will be a quality run at Roland Garros. Now, we spoke about the head-to-head. Last time they played was some time ago, 2014, down under in the round of 16 when Cibulkova was able to come back from a set down. But perhaps more importantly towards this match is the fact that they have met 4 times on clay, and Cibulkova has matched Sharapova 2 for 2. Sharapova, by the way, won their only previous meeting here, but that was way back in 2008.
Well, yes, they know each other. They've played a lot of times, and I think, at a point of view of Cibulkova, I think she really thinks she can win this match, but she knows she has to do much better than yesterday. But she's also playing against a total different player. Yesterday she played against Schiavone, who puts really high balls, a lot of balls in the court. And Sharapova today is going to be putting a lot of pressure on her, but Cibulkova loved the pace, so it will be interesting to see how she reacts.
Yeah, handling the wild card from Italy easily in the opening set. Then it was a real struggle to get through in set number 2, 7-5 in the tiebreak in favor of Francesca. Got the lift behind the Italian support and was able to push through to the 3rd set, but from that point on, Cibulkova dialed in, and she only dropped an additional 2 games. On the opposite side of that, Sharapova also, she got fired up for an encounter with the 16 seed Ashley Barty that saw it be a very stern first test between the two. Sharapova just squeezing out a 7-5 opening set. Barty got back 6-3 in the second. Then Maria settled down and actually started to serve well as the match wore on and got herself into position to win it 6-2 in the third. So how will those matches inform today's contest? Well, let's talk a little bit about Cibulkova, because she seemed to have a couple of moments where perhaps had to call a trainer at one point to address an injury.
Yeah, she was leading 5-3 in the second, and at 5-4 she felt something in her thumb and called the physio. So I hope today it's not too bad, or she got treatment after, good recovery after a match.